friends. It's Raymond. To remind you, I'm running for Senate against John Fetterman in 2028 as a progressive Democrat on the Working Families ticket. I live in Regent Square in Pittsburgh, here in Pennsylvania. This video is the second video of my weekly campaign report series where we go over the campaign progress over the last week, and I kind of give you some updates on where we're at and the realities of running a Senate campaign. So this past week, I lost 2 YouTube subscribers. I think these were folks who were following me for my game design stuff, and they've decided that they don't live in Pennsylvania, or they don't like my politics, or they just don't like the content, and they've decided to leave, and I get that. I totally understand. I did gain 1 new YouTube subscriber, and that was Mr. Beat, Mr. Matt Beat. He runs a fairly large social studies channel about government and politics. He was a social studies teacher, I think, in Kansas. I apologize if I don't have that quite right, but yeah. So it was kind of cool to get his follow. So thank you, Mr. B. We gained 1 new newsletter subscriber, so we went from a whopping 8 newsletter subscribers to a total of 9 newsletter subscribers. I canvassed 20 blocks so far. This is 6 new blocks. So what I do is I'm canvassing as I walk around a whole block. I knock on all the doors. I talk to as many people as I can. Then I move on to the next block. On our website, there are 7 issues covered, and I've released 3 videos this past week, not including this one. So this will be video number 4. So this last week, my focus has been mostly on doing content development. I've recorded, I think, 8 videos, of which one of those videos have been released, the one on restoring the House of Representatives and kind of why this part of the game is broken and what we need to do to fix that part of the game. And I released this video because Mr. Beat had released his video on the exact same subject, and I was like, I just recorded this yesterday. I should go ahead and release this. And I'm glad I did because I gained a new subscriber from it. What is setting in for me, I think in my journal I wrote down like each week I was going to gain 100 new subs, right, each week. And what I'm realizing is that is just not possible with the resources I have. I think over the next month, if I change what I'm doing, and I have some plans to change what I'm doing a little bit, I think I can get 100 subscribers over the next month. 100 people actually can get a lot done if they're all dedicated, which is really what we are after, right? This is the point of why I'm canvassing in my neighborhood, why I'm looking here in my community first for folks who believe that we can do this. Because even with just 30 people, we can build a pretty active campaign, even with some part-time volunteer help. So you know, getting to that first 100, it seems like a month to get there is a while, and that's true if I was maybe backed by billionaires. But you know, I'm going at this with what I have in the bank already. I have no income. I'm going to have to sell a lot of things to do this. It's tough, right? But I believe at the end of this month of March, my goal is to get to those 100 subscribers total. And then from there, I might start asking if folks want to help me canvass, because you know, just volunteering your time and knocking on doors and saying, hey, you know, there's this candidate that's local that really cares and comes from a working class background and, you know, is a game designer of all things and has thought about ways to improve things for everybody that benefits everybody, the 90%. I think people will be happy to learn about, right? And so, you know, that's how this thing grows, right? We start with just a small core of folks that grows to a larger core that grows to a larger core, and we snowball, right? And so that's the goal. That's where we're going. I also want to take a moment to talk about some issues. And so this past week, a very tragic thing happened, which is we bombed an elementary school in Iran. We killed 168 innocent people at an elementary school. I do not under any circumstances, support any wars of aggression. I barely support wars of defense. I don't support quote unquote preemptive strikes against any country, and I believe this war in Iran is an illegal war. I do not support it. I support Israel's right to self-defense. Obviously, I support Israel's right to self-determination. I also support the Palestinian right to self-defense and the Palestinian right to self-determination. I also support the Iranian right to self-defense and the Iranian right to self-determination. Every people everywhere have a right to determine their society's future. And when we launch weapons into foreign territories, we're committing acts of aggression, we're committing acts of war, and in the case of bombing a school and killing children, we're committing crimes against humanity. That's what we did. That is the action that we took. We bombed an elementary school and we killed children for money. I don't support that. I will never support that. I stand with Miss Rachel in the very basic statements. Stop killing kids. Please stop killing children. If we could do one thing as a human species, I would like it to be for us to stop killing children. So I'll leave you with that. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. But we will get it done. And I appreciate you being here with me on this journey. God bless you. To good spirit and good fortune. Take care.